Hi, I'm Jeff Fisk, voice of the HMG Strategy Network. Welcome to the HMG Executive Leadership Spotlight, where we showcase the best of the best global business technology executives demonstrating innovation, driving disruption, reimagining and reinventing the enterprise, the customer journey, new business models, and new go-to-market opportunities in a safe and secure enterprise. And now, here's our host, Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy.
Hello, I'm Hunter Muller, founder and CEO of HMG Strategy. We're here with Alan Wuescher. He's the VP and CIO of Toshiba International, and welcome to the HMG Spotlight. Alan, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Hunter. Glad to be here.
It was amazing to be with you recently at a recent summit, and boy, what an unbelievable time we live in. Global markets, global sourcing, global competition, diversifying your workforce matters. Talk to us about innovation and why Toshiba is so amazing in your experience at Toshiba in terms of leading a diversified approach of innovation and transformation.
Yeah, Hunter. At Toshiba, I run the U.S. divisions for our manufacturing and industrial products, and it's really interesting because in the United States, we carry a very diverse work group, unlike Toshiba and potentially other geographies. So the advantage we have is one that I believe all of the U.S. companies have, which is we have diversity at our fingertips. And it shows, because when you're trying to market or sell a product into a marketplace, but you really want to be a global company, you really have to have that global point of view, because that product you might be selling may be great for your particular geography, but how you market that product in a different place may be totally different. And you need to know how people will react to your product and our service in a different geography. So in the United States, we have that diversity at our fingertips. And I think what's changing right now is because of the pandemic, I think we've progressed into this new digital age of actually coming together virtually. So I think other countries are going to adapt to this new technology and bring diversity in a different way to their companies by getting people involved from different countries in a virtual aspect rather than this physical aspect. But I still think the physical touch is necessary, and I think the United States will be in a really good position to continue to win on the global front because of the amount of touch and feel and that we have diversity in one geography.
Alan, winning really matters more than ever in this digital world, the digital divide, if you will. It used to be you could be one or two. I really now believe more than ever, you really want to be number one and be the dominant leader in your space. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think you need to be dominant in the space, but you also can't be all things. So you look at our company, for instance, and we make and create a broad range of products. But what you have to be cautious of is you can't be all things to all people. So you still have to negotiate and make sure that you've got the right partners to make the company holistically successful with what it's trying to achieve. And so, Toshiba is great at making everything that it makes, but it cannot do that without partnerships, with others that do things, in certain terms better than what Toshiba does, but you have to bring them in to be a partner in order to be the best at what you're delivering to the technology.
Let's turn it over to the people. Again, punch down there again. People really matter, and leading a diversified global team matters. What have we learned in terms of empathetic leadership, high EQ, IQ, in terms of leadership style in the pandemic? Yeah,
and this comes back to, we're having we're having more and more of these conversations that we've always had about what is, do you have a career or do you have a job? So in this distance space that we're in, doing things virtually, it's really important that we focus on people's careers. Very important for people to focus on what our company does. We've got more distance. We do manufacturing, and a lot of our folks aren't working at the manufacturing plant. So it's important that we communicate the benefit that Toshiba has to society, right, and the products that people are supporting, even in a front office fashion, the importance of what they do for the company and the importance of the value of the company to society. And that those things are very important to communicate and over communicate now to people, because they're not as entrenched on the floor and interacting as they were before with what the company does. So that's a change.
When you think about these challenging times in your leadership style, what keeps you up at night? What are you most worried about?
Yeah, well, the manufacturing function, again, cybersecurity is probably the number one thing that keeps me up. So whenever a plant goes down, more than not, it's because of a communication error that's technical by nature, or a database is full, or a piece of equipment not speaking. But in the back of your head, it's always, oh shoot, I hope a threat actor didn't penetrate into our environment, because manufacturing, specifically like this high-tech manufacturing, a hit will take down a very complex manufacturing component of our facility. And it takes time and money to get that back up. So, the best thing we can do, and what helps me sleep, is always have a good plan for how much time it's going to take. Worst case scenario, right? And communicating to the business that if the worst case scenario happens, this is the expectation of loss, but know that this is the time that it'll take. And then we have those conversations of, what's the best we can do for the most important components of our business to make sure that we have things prioritized if a cybersecurity event occurs.
So all of a sudden, every company's a digital company. Every company's a technology company. When you think about digital innovation, digital transformation, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, so for us in the industrial space, a lot of it is, what does the customer want? Because the idea that we're very excited about what we can do with products, and we can make them do things that they've never done before. The appetite for the customer is interesting. So I talked before about human adaptation technology. We can get ahead of ourselves. So it's always important to listen to the voice of the customer and what do they want. Because just because we can do something with a product and make it smarter, make it talk, for instance, is that really important to the customer? Because if it isn't, you can inevitably spend a lot of money, equipping things that may be ahead of its time, and maybe it'll be adaptable in 10 years from now. But if you do that today, it's not relevant to your customer at this point in time. I'm sure it's great technology and it's on the digital forefront, but you need to sell it. You need to make money at what you do.
Alan, so much of technology executives are risk averse, and perhaps engineers or scientists, or they've studied technology their whole life, but they lack the creative element. I mean, creativity counts, and creativity matters as you look at problems or business situations differently. What do you do to bolster creativity in your team and your leadership style?
Yeah, I had created, when I got to Toshiba, I created a key phrase for us, which was startup, because it was like we're starting up a new company, even though Toshiba's been around for 180 years, because of this digital transformation we're going through. But one of the letters is T, and that letter it really was for think. And so it's really important for leadership and management to make sure that people start thinking. You have to take time out of and make it a specific component of your agenda to sit with people and have them think with you of things that are different than their normal day-to-day job. So if you look in IT, for instance, they're great at what they do. They're great at their coding. They're great at the development. They're great at sitting with the business and understanding business problems. But you have to take them out of their common elements and start thinking out of the box, if you will. So those meetings have to happen. And those meetings, when those happen, that's what really drives the innovation out of it.
Really well said, Alan. And I was so excited at the recent summit to recognize you as one of the top HMG Global Leadership Institute recipients for 2021. Congratulations on that. And what does that mean for you and your team?
Yeah, it means so much. And it really gave me an opportunity to recognize my team. And I really appreciate, we hadn't, literally your event brought us together because we hadn't been in human proximity of each other for 18 months now, right? And so what a great event, what a great opportunity for me to thank my team. And as I said, inspiration and careers go both ways. I've been developing careers, but what people need to understand is they develop mine too, right? And so your stage gave me a great opportunity to thank my folks. They are incredible people. She was very lucky to have a really great team that supports the company, and really excited that I got the opportunity to thank everybody at your event. Thanks.
Alan, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on HMG Spotlight, and looking forward to seeing you soon again in person.
Yeah, me too, Hunter. Great to see you.
Take care.